Hi, this is Yolanda Van Veen, and in this segment we're going to talk about what is taking care of begonias. Now, begonias are a great shade plant for outside. They don't ask for a whole lot, and they bloom all summer through the fall. But they make great indoor plants as well. And there's a few rules that you should follow when you're growing begonias. Now, this begonia has been in a pot outside all summer, bloomed beautifully, and it's December in the Northwest, and we're starting to freeze just barely at night, so they're actually starting to turn yellow and die back a bit. But they're still such a beautiful plant that I hate to really cut them back until they really turn brown. Because we are getting some frost at night, I think it's best that I put it in the greenhouse and take it out from outside, because I've lost a few outside. If the pot gets really wet and then it freezes hard and turns into an ice cube, you'll lose them. So I'm just going to leave it dry in the greenhouse, and so I'm just going to cut the foliage off because it's really not looking very good anyway. And I'm just going to leave it in the pot in the greenhouse. But I want to show you what the bulbs look like too, because you can turn around and plant them outside again in the spring, wide into the ground. But when I'm growing my begonias, the bulbs are kind of hard to tell which way is up. So let me show you real quick. So now the begonia bulbs just like little clods of dirt, and you can't really tell because there's so much dirt on them. You can see where the stems come up and they have the clod right there. And I could just leave those in a paper bag for the winter and plant them again in the spring, or what I'm planning to do is just leave them dry in the pot. But if you live somewhere where you can't protect them in the winter in the greenhouse, then you can always dig them up and just leave them in a paper bag and then plant them back out in the spring. And make sure that you don't give them direct hot sun, because they do like shade better than sun, and they'll burn if they get too much sun. And that's pretty much the only rules that begonias need. And so I'm fortunate I can just put them back into my greenhouse and then throw them back outside in the spring, and they've lived from year to year no problem. I've even put begonias right into the ground, right around the eaves, and they've made it outside in our climate in the Northwest for 4 or 5 years till we had a really hard winter and I lost them. So they're one of those plants that's marginal in mild areas. If you live in a warm climate, leave them outside year-round. If you live in a cold climate, start them indoors in the pot. Get them growing first indoors and then throw them outside. But begonias do go through a dormant cycle, so even if they're inside or a warm climate, they'll die back from time to time. Cut the greens back, let them dry out for a month or two. Not completely, you want to give them a little bit of moisture, and then just add water again and they'll grow immediately. Begonias are such a beautiful plant for your garden.